I just start recording as a precaution in case Chase's doesn't
Okay.
work.
Hey, everybody.
That's all it is.
Welcome.
Hi,
Welcome to the Otakucast Postshow. We're so fucking glad you're here. If you're here,
your family. Angels just likes using an excuse to cuss.
I do. I have to be good throughout the whole cast. If you guys notice like long pauses during like the cast, it's because I'm trying to replace a swear word or a phrase that
I
has a
would like to
swear in
argue
it.
that ass is not a swear word, but that's just me.
Well, look, we're supposed to be like good noodles during cast, but we don't have to be here. You guys are
If
patrons.
you're
If
paid
you
for it, so we can say whatever the fuck we want.
You paid for watching this, so thank you guys. Appreciate that.
I would
And
assume
today
means
we're
you're at least 18.
let's hope so. Anyway,
So yeah, today we're talking about, which is weird, because today we're talking about Pokemon the movie I Choose You.
I won the wild card pick again, and that was a vote thing you guys voted on. If it wasn't your movie that got
That's
picked,
because
sorry.
I can't rally my forces. I've been really busy this week. I couldn't rally the forces.
Right. Okay. So anyway, it's what was this made in 2009?
17.
2017. I don't have the thing pulled. Do you happen to have the thing
Yes.
pulled? You talk about that?
No, I just really remember it. This movie was made in 2017. It was, I think it's more based off of the manga than it is the show itself.
No,
But
because
yeah,
the manga had nothing to do with Ash.
yes, it does. By the way, his name is Satoshi. But no, actually, it does. It follows Red, but Red is who Ash is. Because it was but yeah, Pokemon the movie I Choose You was made in 2017. It was
It is set in an alternate timeline. The film
definitely an alternate timeline.
follows the journey of Pokemon trainer Ash Ketchum and his friends Pikachu, Variety, and Sorrel as they seek to meet the legendary Pokemon at Ho-Oh at the summit of Mount Tensei.
I'd like to tell you all that his name in Japan is Satoshi.
Yeah, we know that.
Why is it Ash Ketchum? I don't fucking know.
Well,
I
look,
prefer his name
Pokemon.
as Satoshi. It sounds way better.
I have a guess. It's Pokemon. Pokemon was one of the first animes to become popular and localized over here in America, and Satoshi doesn't really, that was before.
Can we just talk though that the creator of Pokemon, who created the video game, and that's what led to the anime and the manga and everything, is the president of Game Freak, and also his name is Satoshi.
He named the protag after himself.
Well,
anyway,
in the game, his name is Red, but in the anime, his name is Satoshi. I think as a nod to the creator. I think that's what it was. I want to talk a little bit. It's distributed by Toho Animation, which if you guys don't know, they freaking distribute almost everything. But it was produced and published by OLM Inc. and Wit Studio. OLM Inc. Did the Pokemon anime originally, which if you guys also don't know, something to contrast that is that April 1st they did the Pokemon anime. October 7th of the same year, they released Berserk. So
never seen it.
those are possibly the most
and they wanted to make it so that way anyone could watch it, enjoy it. So
but just like one is family friendly and one is the exact opposite of family friendly.
So the beginning of the movie pretty much recaps the first couple of episodes of the original Pokemon journey.
Ash gets up late, goes to the
He gets a
professor. All the
Pikachu.
Pokemon are gone. He can only get Pikachu. Pikachu hates him. He goes off. They form a bond after fighting off a bunch of Spearows. It's how you know Pokemon. I mean,
okay, but I've got a couple just quick little questions for this. First, or comments. I was first hoping to see the Gengar versus Nidorino, and we get Blastoise versus Venusaur, which I guess, but that was always one of my favorite things, because the original first Pokemon game, you saw the little sprites bouncing and fighting, and then the first episode, the original series changes the little sprites and changes to the Pokemon battle. That was cool, and I was hoping to see something like that. They didn't do it, but
there was a Gengar.
Yeah,
but he got beat and they moved. My question is different from your question. My question is, why is that the only fight where they were allowed multiple Pokemon?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a good question, isn't it?
That is that.
Every other fucking battle was one-on-one. You were not allowed any more Pokemon, even though even in the games you're allowed fucking 6 Pokemon.
Yeah, you're right.
The movie
Probably
they were
because it was
just
a
like,
tournament, you know? But
even in
anyway,
regular
and then
battles.
when we were in Professor Oak's thing, what if he was such a good professor and anticipated 4 trainers, and he only had 3 starters and a faulty Pikachu? Why? Why?
Well, I mean, I
Okay, I
think
get it that
his
he's punishing Ash for being late in a way, but at the same time, if Ash was on time, one of those trainers still would have got the shit Pikachu. I'm sorry, when
yeah,
Pikachu
it's kind of the
first starts,
point.
he's shit.
It's kind of that
That's
was kind of I think that was kind of the point is that
setting up one of those trainers to fail.
I wouldn't say fail, but I would say that like it's it would take a special trainer to get Pikachu
Hello,
to work with
Rukia.
him.
What are you
Like
doing?
I think that was sort of Professor Oak's idea is that Pikachu would require
Let's be
someone
real. Professor
special.
Oak just did not want to deal with Pikachu anymore and wanted to get rid of him.
It really that or like if from what we remember, like what I remember, Oak knew Ash because he knew Ash's mom. He knew Ash since Ash was like a really little kid, and it always seemed to me that
Down,
his goal was to always give
down.
Pikachu to Ash because like he knew what Ash's goal was, which was to befriend Pokemon, and Pikachu is the type that needed a friend. Like that's what it needed.
So if Ash was on time and took a Charmander, Bulbasaur, or
Yeah,
Squirtle,
it wouldn't have been the same, but also I mean, it's like it's one of those things where if you know Ash, you know he ain't gonna be on time. Like Ash even throughout the series, he's always late to everything.
oh, what do you got?
Ash
Okay,
is never on
fine,
time.
sorry. My dog has a lot to say right now. She wants out of the
But
room. It's done. But
yeah,
anyway, so then why is Pikachu the way he is? I want a backstory, a movie, an episode for why Pikachu is the way that he is. No other
uh
Pokemon in the Pokemon verse has any problem with being in the Pokeball.
maybe it's like to me it just seems like that's Pikachu's personality.
But no
Like
other
like
Pokemon.
well, if you remember the series, Sabrina's Alakazam never went into its Pokeball.
But did it be like, oh, he doesn't want to be in his Pokemon ball,
It didn't
or
seem like it wanted to,
it's
because Sabrina like well, we also got that one girl who had the Piplup who at one point didn't want to be in its Pokeball either.
yeah, but because all the other Pokemon were doing
Yeah,
it.
well, we kind of learned that it's not really a unique trait to Pikachu so much as it is a trait of a Pokemon that really loves its trainer. Pikachu is because he's a little
I
asshole
call
at first.
yeah, I'll give you that. But
He's
and
a
the
little asshole and he
Lucario
just
also
refuses.
burst out of his ball to protect his
Yeah,
trainer. But Pikachu doesn't do it to protect his trainer. He
no,
at the beginning, he just doesn't want to be in his. I imagine Pikachu was abused,
well, yeah,
traumatized, and
possibly, but I mean, we don't need a backstory to it. It could
I
just be
need to. I'll write my own backstory.
I don't need
Expect
a
a fan
backstory
fiction.
because I accept it as just like a quirk of that Pikachu.
But
That it
anyway,
was like at first it was because Pikachu was an asshole. Like we all see that it electrocutes. It doesn't work with anybody. It doesn't want to go into a Pokeball because it doesn't want to be trained. Like that's sort of what you see its personality in. And then as the
fair
series
enough.
develops
Then
with
why was it hanging
Ash,
out with Professor Oak? Why did it just run off into the forest and go be a
it
wild Pikachu?
because it was caught. Like it was caught, but it didn't want to be. Because it wasn't like caught to be like, oh, I'm gonna train you. It was caught to be like, you're gonna go to somebody else. You're a
Mm.
commodity.
Yeah, but anyway, and then we as you said, why was his mom okay with this getting this defective Pikachu? For someone who lives in the Pokemon
Because
world, she seems to know very
Pokemon.
little about Pokemon. But anyway,
No,
so
it's literally just
we moved
because it's
on, and
like
eventually,
every
yeah,
parent in
true.
Pokemon just accepts that at 12 years old your kid's gonna go off into the world.
10, 10
Which
years
is
old.
yeah, sorry, 10 years old. It was the weirdest fucking thing that every parent's just like 10 years old. All right, son, go work as a Pokemon trainer. Bye. Go fucking find money somehow.
Okay, so anyway, we
Good
move
luck.
on, and these kids they start battling the girl with the Piplup, and the Piplup knows Hydro Pump,
Yeah, that
which a
was weird.
Piplup's not going to naturally learn until in its levels 40 or 50s, and it just
Yeah,
knows Hydro Pump.
Like, you didn't fucking let that shit evolve into an Empoleon? What the hell's wrong with you?
No, Samurott, like, or no, that was Oshawott.
Yeah.
Anyway, but Empoleon.
Piplup evolves into Empoleon, which is
You're right.
probably
You're
one of the
right.
most badass looking water Pokemon.
And then look, they go off and they're at a Pokemon Center. Healing up their
Yeah,
Pokemon.
he
That's
heals
when,
up. He's talking to his mom.
and then they're like,
Mom's mad
okay,
because he doesn't call because he's a 10-year-old boy.
you know, as it
Yeah,
does. And
you're just as
then
bad as your father.
we see, oh, somebody
Mhm.
said they saw Entei, which kind of
Yeah.
goes along with the games a little bit. How Entei, Reiku,
Well,
and Suicune were
yeah.
run the
Well,
maps.
Ash had seen Ho-Oh at that point because
Yeah,
Ho-Oh
he had already seen
Ho-Oh
Ho-Oh.
delivered a feather unto him, which makes him the Rainbow Trainer.
So
I
they
don't
all go
know.
out to
This
go
shit's
see
new.
Entei, and
Yeah,
some of the
they
kids
goes
try
to
to,
fight Entei.
some of them
I
try to
was
fight him. They get wrecked,
I
and
don't
then the
know
kids
what was
try to fight each other.
yeah, I was like
And
looking at their choices, and I was like, "You're gonna go up against Entei with a Piplup? The fuck's wrong with you?"
and a Pikachu. The
Yeah,
Lucario had a chance. Like,
Lucario had a chance. It could work, but
I mean,
he
unless
got
that
rocked.
Pikachu knew Earthquake and that Piplup, I mean, if Piplup knew
I
Hydro
mean,
Pump, it had to be in the level 40s. It could have probably handled
yeah, but
itself.
she
But
uses Bubble Beam. What the hell? Like,
Piplup used Bubble Beam. You
what?
know Hydro Pump.
Yeah, you know Hydro Pump. Why are you using Bubble Beam? What's wrong with you?
But anyway, so then the Entei wrecks him and runs
Rocks
away, and
them,
then they
and then they
decide to
become
fight each other.
friends. Yeah, and
And
then they become
there's
friends.
this whole chase with Onyx. Why didn't the Piplup just use Hydro Pump
Yeah,
against Onyx?
yeah. There's a lot of questions.
So anyway,
Also,
they
why
do
didn't
the Onyx
Thunderbolt
by
work against
Ash.
the flying Pokemon? Flying's weak to electricity. What the hell's going on there? Also, nobody used elemental weaknesses. Like, they didn't think about it at all. And I'm
Nope.
like,
Let me
Ash, you're on your
defend
third
Pikachu after this
badge.
Onyx. Like, I know that worked for you because of the sprinklers in season 1, but
Yeah,
dude, no.
you got it
No.
wet,
But
which bypasses its weakness, but which makes
and
no
then
sense.
literally after all that, Ash settles the Onyx down by doing the whole Onyx T-posing to command authority in front of him. We
Yeah,
don't want to
well,
hurt you. We're
yeah, so,
sorry. And
yeah,
that
and,
works.
well, yeah, it ends up raining, so they find a cave, which they find the one guy in the cave.
Wait, and then we have
Um,
in my notes, it literally says Q abuse Charmander.
yeah, because they
Uh,
find okay, so they run into Cross, who's a dude who's a douche who left his Charmander in the rain because it was weak, and he found another Pokemon that was better. And so Ash takes Charmander into the
Okay, and
cave.
this kid, like later on, we find out this kid also has Infernaroar or
Yeah,
Incineroar,
Incineroar. Yeah.
And Lycanroc. Why the hell does he have this little baby Charmander and expect the baby Charmander to be as strong as these other Pokemon? I
Well,
don't.
I think what happened is he got the Lycanroc, and he's just like, oh, well, I don't need a Charmander now,
That's
or
fair. Well, look,
he got like
Charmander is also like in the games when they're Charmanders and they're low level, they're hard to start with because they
it.
just
It's yeah. If you choose
their
fire,
stats aren't great.
well, yeah, the fire starter is the hardest path to begin. I think grass is the
You're not
easiest
helping.
path. Yeah, I think grass is the easiest path to start with
Do you want out
because like
of the bedroom? Is
your
that what
your
this is?
your
Okay,
first
sorry.
few
Let me let her
gyms,
out.
yeah, your first few gyms. If you choose a grass starter, it's going to be a lot easier than if you choose the fire starter. The fire starter is a lot harder, and I think yeah, your fire starter is a lot harder. Your water starter, I think, is good too. But
Yeah,
grass, you're gonna have the easiest time. Water is the
yes,
second
because
easiest.
normally the bug gyms are like the first ones.
Yeah, you get the bug gym, and you go
The
against
water, the bug and the water
Misty.
and the
So
rock gyms.
yeah, so the grass works the best against the first like 3 or 4 gyms, and
But
then
anyway,
yeah,
we have story time and about just
about
there's so
Ho-Oh
much.
and the creation
Yeah.
of the yeah, because yeah,
See,
in
that was the
Pokemon lore,
point where they did the story time about Ho-Oh, and like that actually I like that because it coincided with the original Gold Silver Crystal
yes.
um
If you guys don't
stories
know about
where there was a
Ho-Oh,
tower
Tin
and
Tower.
Tin Tower, and because of what I don't remember, it burned down.
So yes,
Lightning,
something
lightning,
happened. Like,
lightning. It was
well,
lightning,
yeah, in the games it doesn't expressly say lightning, but
though,
they
but
do state
it
something
burned down
happened to the
and three
tower.
Pokemon died inside of it. And because everyone was so sad that these three Pokemon died, Ho-Oh resurrected them, and that's Entei, Raikou, and Suicune.
Well, it kind of it didn't just resurrect them; it gave them new life.
It
as
made them
the
legendaries.
yeah, it gave them life as the representation of these elements, which I was just like, but what about the three birds that are also the
Those
the
are
three
Lugia's.
dogs are
Those are
those are
Lugia's
Lugia's
things.
little yeah, which I mean fuck Lugia is better. Whatever. I don't care.
I will agree with you there, but
I'll
I
just
like the
state
three
that out.
dogs or cats. I call them. They're more
Well,
feline. Like the three
they
cats
do
and
look yeah,
three
they do look
birds.
more like cats. But I wanted to actually talk about this because Zapdos is one of the legendaries that I actually caught in a Pokemon roleplay. Which
Nice.
this is cool. So we were playing a Pokemon roleplay,
Pokemon
and
roleplay.
oh,
Hype
it's
the
really fun.
nerddom here.
It was really fun. I was on an Aerodactyl flying in a thunderstorm while two Zapdos were fighting each other because there was in the roleplay someone created dark legendaries, which was like a copy of the legendaries but created like evil. And so Zapdos was fighting its dark counterpart, and I was on an Aerodactyl, and the Aerodactyl flipped on its back, like onto its stomach, to take a lightning bolt for my character. That was because like the two fighting caused a massive thunderstorm, and like my character's falling out of the sky. Aerodactyl's dead, and I was
Poor
like,
Aerodactyl.
I chucked my Pokeball at Zapdos, and you have to roll to capture, and it's like a D6, and like there's like a 1 to 6. If it's a 6 on the capture scale, 1 to 6 will capture it. If it's a 1, you have to get a 1 to capture it. I rolled a 1, I caught it, and I was like, it was immediately catch it, and then like go be like Zapdos, I choose you because empty Poke slot. And I was like, I choose you, and it's like land on a Zapdos, fly off in the thunderstorm. It was a badass moment. I
Hmm.
love that moment. That's my favorite moment from a role play. I love it.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's really
Interesting
cool.
indeed. But anyway, and so then we he gets the Charmander. He convinced,
Yeah,
like, he gets him
Charmander
into
joins the team and
Charmander.
willingly puts itself in Ash's Pokeball.
Yes, and then we carry on. Charmander evolves into Charmeleon and willingly listens to Ash. That was the first thing
Charmeleon.
I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. And did you notice they evolve in the middle of the fight? Like it's
Yeah,
not
they
so
just evolve.
anime always does. Like,
Yeah, they just evolve whenever. Whatever. There's yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, so we get like a shadowy creature's kind of been following Ash too. It was in Entei's shadow when they were in the cave. Which
yeah.
Entei was just chill, like, yo, what's up? I'm in this cave warming up these Pokemon. Yeah, I'm pretty cool.
Entei best dad.
And then
And
yeah,
then
kinda
you know we have later on. Okay, Ash loses to
he loses a battle to Cross with whose Incineroar has the ability to like get stronger the more damage it takes.
yeah,
And it
and
whoops Charmeleon's butt.
it does. And Ash gets all like mean and upset about it.
Yeah,
Out of
because
character,
he lost.
he yells at Pikachu rudely,
It
really out of character.
it feels like that was being pushed by Marshadow.
Yeah, and the thing
Yeah.
that upset me about this sequence, it was very very quick. All in all, Ash
Yeah, it's just
was mad and he went off in the forest and he fell
then
asleep. He had
he's
this
like,
really weird
yeah,
dream sequence that there
it
was no
was
Pokemon and
because yeah, he was just like, man, if it had been Pikachu that fought, he would have won. And they're like, what if Charmeleon had heard you? And then he was like, Pikachu, I should have chose Bulbasaur, or, you know, Squirtle. And I'm like, what the hell is
and
happening?
then
And then yeah, Marshadow gives him a dream that Pokemon don't exist. But Ash sees
yeah,
Pikachu, and he comes out of the dream, and Pikachu's sitting in front of him, and he's like, Pika. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. And like
incredibly quick
the
conflict and
yeah,
resolution.
the flower went black, and then it went back to or the feather went black, then back to rainbow. Also, we haven't mentioned this, but Team Rocket are in the movie, kind of. I mean, I
They
guess.
did absolutely nothing to the main plot.
What
They
the
did
fuck
nothing to
was
the
the
side
point of
plot.
Team Rocket?
There was
What
no
the
point
fuck
for
was the
them
point? Why
to
were
do
they
that.
there?
They only showed up in a
They
couple of scenes, and each time they were just like, "Hey,
they
we're gonna do a thing," and then their plans were thwarted. Big surprise.
4 times. They showed up 4 times, and they did nothing either fucking time.
Okay, and something else I want to talk about is this was the most upsetting thing in the entire movie to me is the
Also, we're
story of
almost done with the movie.
the dude with the Lucario. He tells his backstory, sitting in the cave, hiding from the storm, da 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 da, and he talks about when he was a child, his parents were never there,
Yeah,
and
so he
he was
was kind of
raised by
raised by a
his
Pokemon.
he was raised by a Luxray, which
Well,
is
okay,
Jinx's evolved
I
form.
I want to say one thing though. This is such a common fucking story in Pokemon. Even when you play the games and you talk to the people, everyone talks about how they were like, "Oh, growing up, I was taken care of by my parents' Pokemon." And it's just fucking sad.
Can
This
I
is
have
just
a Pokemon
life.
babysitter? Like, damn, I need one
Like
of those.
that's just life in this world is that your parents leave for like years and weeks on end and you get raised by a Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like one person was raised by
Yes.
a Chansey. I remember like their mom was never around, so like the Chansey took care of them. And they're like, instead of like the egg in the Chansey's little thing, like they would carry around the child in it. And I was just like, God, no
But look,
wonder.
the Luxray, he went out
Yeah, he
snowboarding or
went out
whatever in the snow.
snowboarding and he crashed and he was he couldn't. Okay, I don't understand why did that happen? Like, why did it go up to the child and
Why
was
was
just
the
like,
kid just laying in the snow? He was not
yeah,
buried. He was not encapsulated. He could maybe he
okay.
bumped his head and was a little bit woozy.
Well, he
Luxray
might
kind
have
of
broken his leg or ankle.
Luxray could have picked the child up.
That's my argument too. Why didn't it just be like, all right, kid, bite by the little like by his little jacket and just carry him
Or
back
even
home?
crouch down so the kid could get on his back and hold on and he runs him home.
It would have made more sense to just like.
But no, the Luxray lays with him and freezes to death.
I mean, okay,
No.
let me tell you why it happened. It didn't happen because logic. It happened because story.
But there was nothing come of it.
No,
As
no,
soon as
no,
he's
no.
done telling the story, his two
Let
companions weren't even like, "Oh, that's sad." They're just like, "Huh."
let me ask you something. Did it tug at your heartstring though when the Lux when it died for him in the snow?
It
Did it,
wasn't.
you know, little like
Shut
what
up.
little like okay, that's why it happened. It didn't have like logic thrown out the window. They did it cuz emotion.
Canonically
Yeah, it
in
makes
the
no sense.
movie,
Yeah, it
and
makes
the
no sense.
characters did not even they
Yeah,
like Ash and whatever the heck the girl's
yeah.
name was. They didn't
No, no.
even respond. He
No,
could have
made
been
no
telling
sense.
them, "I had a lovely childhood with filled with parents and
Yeah.
Pokemon, and nothing ever
Uh-huh.
went wrong." The
Yeah.
reaction would have been completely.
Yeah, but it made you sad.
But it doesn't play out
Yeah.
anywhere else in the
No.
movie.
No, but it made you sad.
Fuck them.
That's all it was there for. It was there cuz emotion. Why was the lady like the girl that traveled with them? Fucking as if she was important. Her name she wasn't fucking didn't matter for shit.
Sorrel
Why
or
was
something.
her backstory was just like my mom is a perfectionist and
And I ran away
so
from
I
home
ran
because
yeah,
I
so I
told
ran
her
away.
what she wanted.
That's it.
She's a very famous trainer. You never heard of her, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's sort of like but no, my girlfriend's in Canada. You don't know her.
you
She
don't
goes
know.
to a different school.
Good.
Yeah, yeah, that's the equivalent of that. My mom's famous. It's a different town. You don't know about it.
Yeah,
We live in a different region.
yeah, yeah,
We don't live in Johto. We live in
Kanto,
Kanto.
Unova,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
one of the other
I'm
ones.
from the islands. You
Yeah.
wouldn't know.
Anyway, so then we go
Yeah.
to skip ahead for a very, very quick, unemotional goodbye to Butterfree. Like the first
Oh,
bye Butterfree, it was
Butter, Butterfree's story arc starts as a Caterpie, fights
one
fucking
battle
something.
evolved.
One battle turns into a Metapod, fights
A herd of
fights a
primates.
bunch of Mankey yeah, primates. It turns into Butterfree. Uh, Butterfree and Butterfree saves a female
So they
Butterfree.
find a shiny Butterfree, and instead of thinking, I should catch that, and then it was getting attacked by a Fearow, which obviously was trying to eat the female Butterfree. And let me just send another Butterfree out, so the Fearow gets to
Yeah,
eat two
I
Butterfree.
yeah I didn't understand. I was like, it's a flying type. Pikachu use Thunderbolt.
Pikachu is sitting on his shoulder. Hey, Pikachu,
Pikachu,
go fuck
Pikachu
up that
even
Fearow.
yeah Pikachu. Yo, Pikachu, kick his ass. No, no, no. Ash knew what he was doing. He was playing wingman.
Why
He
couldn't
was
Ash
like,
just go, hey, female Butterfree, I saved you. Do you want to come live
cause
with me and my Butterfree because you're shiny and more valuable? Here's a Pokeball. Come on.
because Ash don't care about value.
He has a shiny
Ash,
Noctowl in the series, too.
yeah, but Ash don't care about the value. Ash just wants to be friends with his Pokemon.
Anyway, yeah, whatever.
But
He left
so
the
you
show.
know what?
Since
What's
they're making
more of a bro? Let me yeah, bro move. That was a real bro move. Ash was a bro. Ash was like, nah, go get
They're
laid.
fighting a little because Ash earned the legend to be in the Rainbow Warrior because he was given
Rainbow
the
Trainer.
yeah, blah blah blah
Yeah.
blah blah.
The
According
sacred
to
rainbow trainer who can summon Ho.
it was called Rainbow Warrior in the dub, but
That's so stupid. Because they're
it's
trainers.
Hugh, crazy old man that lives on top of the hill.
I love him. I love the crazy old man. I've been searching for Ho-Oh for 20 years. There's a reference that only people that have seen Pokemon Rusty will get. 60 years.
Anyway, and then
I'll tell you about it
we
after.
have the crazy kid back again, and
Cross
he
comes.
wants.
I saw Ho-Oh too, but it didn't give me a feather.
I wonder
Why
why.
not?
I
It's
wonder
like
why.
it's our fucking it's this world's Gary.
And in
Just
my notes, I have bad kid does bad thing. He takes a feather,
yeah.
he tries to
Well,
corrupts it.
he yeah. Well, he fights Ash first,
Charizard or
and
Charmeleon evolves
Charmeleon
into
evolves into
Charizard.
Charizard, and I was just like, yeah, kick his ass, Charizard. And he did. I liked
He did.
seismic toss. I liked it when he used seismic toss. That was cool.
He yoked that
Fucking kicked
Incineroar.
his. And then they had the Kamehameha clash moment with the flamethrowers,
Yeah.
and Charizard was just like, nah,
Why
bigger flamethrower.
why is Incineroar's flamethrower from his belt? It literally has a mouth that would make sense that it's flame
Because
from.
that's where it comes from in the
Why does the
games.
Pokemon have accessories?
Why does he wear clothes? I don't know.
Yeah.
Why does Alakazam have spoons?
And then Charizard did a whole
Why does
self-sacrifice.
Mr. Mime kidnap children?
And I literally have in my notes Pokemon fighty goodness because all these wild Pokemon start coming over because they want to see
Well,
they
that's
want to get his blessing.
yeah. They come over because they want to see Ho-Oh, but Cross can't accept his loss. Haha, and
And
steals the feather and goes to plant it in the rock because when a crystal flower blooms on a crystal rock, Ho-Oh will be born or some shit.
he'll appear, just summons
Yeah.
him. And
I
then
don't know why they said crystal
battle.
flower. It's a feather. I also don't know why they call him Ash Ketchum. His name's Satoshi. So I mean, fucking know.
Anyway, so all the big Pokemon fight because Marshadow is like, I've had enough of this. Y'all
Yeah,
screwed it up.
Marshadow. Well, they're like he's empowered by the darkness of the feather, and I'm like, well, he states that Marshadow is supposed to seal the darkness to
It's
not
supposed to be
allow
like
it out.
it's only supposed to be a watcher as
Yeah,
well. That
but he's a watcher who seals the darkness, and it's like, so why is he making everyone turn against their what?
he turns all the Pokemon evil, and they all start fighting.
Except for Pikachu, Piplup, and
Charizard.
Lucario.
Oh,
And
that's
Charizard.
right. Yeah, Charizard and Lucario. And then Cross fights with his Lycanroc, and there's like a moment where he's like, I remember the first time I met you, you bit me into.
Don't you remember? And Lycanroc comes out of it, and it's like that's a nice moment. Cross turned around, he turned
Nah,
around and
Cross.
remembered.
He can.
Yeah, he remembered friendship was important.
Yeah, yeah. Look, and then there's a sacrifice, as there always is, and
Well, I liked this. This was a nice callback because the moment that happens is
Pokemon, the first
Pikachu and
movie.
Ash are fighting a herd. Well, Pikachu and Ash are fighting a herd of monsters. When they first started out, they fought a herd of Spearows. And the exact same scene plays out. Ash and Pikachu are damaged. Ash tells Pikachu, "Get in the Pokeball." It's
Because
this
all the
is
Pokemon are like charging these
yeah.
attacks to.
If you get inside the Pokeball, you'll be safe. These are the exact same things that Ash said. But what's shifted is that in the beginning it was Pikachu that defends Ash, but at this time Ash defends Pikachu twice.
He forces Pikachu in the ball long enough.
Well,
Ash takes the hit. Well, for like a second.
Before that, because Pikachu refused to get into the ball before that. They took the hit. He refuses to get in the ball. This was a scene that you and Yojak talked about in our chat, which was Ash was asking Pikachu why he didn't want to get in the Pokeball.
They're both laying on the ground, by the way, after getting completely wrecked. And
So
Pikachu talks.
yeah, there's a thing that I know about, but I don't know if a lot of people know about.
I don't like it.
No. Okay, so this is a thing that is common, which was actually set up throughout the entire movie. This is literally set up throughout the movie. Did you not notice it?
Tell me, oh great
Throughout,
sage Z.
okay, so in Pokemon, you guys know that there's psychics and other special abilities that humans have, right?
Yes.
Um, you also, if you guys know anything about Pokemon, if you've ever played any of the games, throughout the entire series, there are legends of Pokemon and humans becoming Pokemon and Pokemon becoming humans. Like Phantump, if you guys don't know about Phantump, Phantump is created when a child, sorry, dies in the forest and its spirit inherits into a tree stump, and it causes a Phantump to appear.
Oh, there's a lot. You know, that can be a topic in the
Yeah,
future, like
yeah.
fucked up Pokemon
The
in
most fucked up
Pokedex.
Pokemon stories. Yeah,
Yeah.
the most fucked up Pokemon in Pokedex. But so there is one ability that's very rare in the Pokemon universe called an empath, and these are people that are able to hear the voice of Pokemon. It's been shown very rarely, but it happens. And if you've noticed
And yeah,
throughout
there
this
has in
movie,
this show there has been a few
well,
people that
yeah,
can understand Pokemon, but
yeah,
it's
exactly.
to
But
an extent
you also notice throughout this movie, Ash has always understood what his Pokemon were telling him.
for the most
Like,
part. He got the
well,
gist of it.
he knew perfectly well what they were saying, and what I believe happened was it wasn't Pikachu talking so much as it was the
What Ash
storytellers
understood of it.
what yeah letting us know what Ash heard basically. So since Ash knew what his
Like, I
Pokemon were
get what
generally
you're
telling him,
saying, and
yeah,
I agree that in the movie, most likely, that makes the most
yes,
sense. I
well,
agree, but I don't
that's
like it.
I do like it because it lets us in without having to have Ash explain what he said. Because otherwise, you'd have to have Ash react to that, and that would kind of ruin the impact of the scene. So if they give the viewers that moment
But it's
to let
perfectly clear to me, even if
yeah,
Pikachu didn't speak, Pikachu did not want to go in his Pokeball because he
well,
wanted to stay with Ash. That's pretty
yeah,
much what
but
he
you got
said.
to remember this is like a movie for like 10-year-olds, so you got to
Fair
10
enough.
year olds wouldn't infer that. We
But
infer that
10-year-olds
because we're
also would not
adults.
understand the fact that why Pikachu couldn't talk anymore
Well,
after that.
yeah, you kind
You'd
of
have to explain it
also
to him.
we also understand that this was a moment
My
where
kids watched this movie with me, and I had to pause and explain that I
both of
don't
them were
know,
on
and that's
both
what
of
he
them,
understood.
yeah, both of them were on death's door as well.
Maybe
So
their
there's
spirits touched
yeah,
across.
well, because after that Ash forces Pikachu into the Pokeball for one last moment before all of the Pokemon attack him again. And for some reason this is very common in the world of Pokemon anime, but not so much in the video game and the manga,
Mhm.
where when anyone dies or anything actually dies, it sort of just like fades away.
That's
Which
popular in a lot of things because it's
have you ever
upsetting
played?
for children to see
Yeah,
dead
you
bodies.
ever play?
Let's be
You,
real.
you ever you ever play a Dragon Quest game or any other video game like RPG game where after you beat the monsters they just sort of like
Final Fantasy VII.
yeah, things just fade away. I kind of
Well,
like that. It's kind of nice.
that's probably because the game animators didn't want to render dead bodies all over the place. Let's
Yeah,
be
except that Gary, when you visit him at the tower, he's mourning the loss of
in the
his.
game, yeah. He loses
Yeah,
his
you
Raticate.
killed his Pokemon.
You do kill his Raticate.
That's canon. You kill
That
it.
is and that undisputed. Look it up. If you did you kill Blue's Eradicate because it's blue, red
Al-
versus
Also, you eat Magikarps in the world. They're literally Magikarps too.
in the
That's an
animated
item in the game. That's on a menu in the game.
and
You
they eat Slowpoke tails. They eat
well,
Pokemon
that was because it was believed to cure like any illness or some shit. Team Rocket did it. It's Team Rocket.
but you can
Is something
literally
bad
feed the
happening?
item
Team
to one
Rocket.
of your Pokemon in the game.
It's messed up. So yeah. So Ash
Hey,
dies.
he's
He fades
vaporized.
away.
I
It was
thought
a
he was
really
gonna
sad
turn to
moment.
stone, and then he just kind of
You
disappeared.
were
I thought it
thinking
was gonna be a
the first
callback.
one movie. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
no,
yeah. And
no.
okay, it was not fair how hard they hit you with Pikachu picking up his hat and
Oh, that
crying.
was beautiful. I
That
loved
that
it.
hit
Oh,
so hard. It
Pikachu.
wasn't fair. It was sad. I didn't
Yeah.
like how
I
sad it was because
you know
everyone
what?
knows he's gonna be fine. But
I loved
still,
oh yeah, of course you do. But I loved that I loved that you understood everything that was happening without having to be told. Like you understood Ash died. you also understood Ash was in the afterlife. He was running around in his little open field, and that was
Mhm.
well. He started off where he died, but he couldn't see anyone around him.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, we all know in Pokemon that if you guys didn't know this, when Pokemon die, they don't necessarily move on. Um, like for example, I think it was confirmed by the creators of Pokemon that Gary's Blue Raticate became a Ghastly.
Mm.
Like a lot of Pokemon that die can become Ghastlies.
Ghost
Those are the
types.
spirits of, yeah, they become a ghost type, which is very interesting because it implies that death is not the end for Pokemon. It's a new beginning. They can become
And it
something
can
else
also be,
entirely.
I think, the lamps. What are the lamp Pokemon?
Uh-huh.
They are human spirits, and Yamask.
Mhm.
The Yamasks are also human
Yeah.
spirits, so it's not just for
Same with Phantoms. They're
yeah,
human spirits.
human
So
spirits. Is not death is not the always the end in the
it's not
Pokemon
always the
universe.
end.
So
As if they have something that keeps them there, they can become something else. Which I wanted to bring that up because it's another callback to the Pokemon roleplay I did, where the DM told me that the Ghastly that I caught later on was the ghost of my Aerodactyl. Yeah, how's that for a nice little like heartstringy moment for you?
it came back to you. It came
Yeah,
back to you.
yeah, it
Anyway,
came back to me.
so we see, yeah, and then he remembers Pikachu, and he comes back,
Yeah,
and it's
Pikachu
Ho-Oh,
brings him back. Yeah,
and Pikachu
so
and Ho-Oh.
I watched the sub because I
I
like to
watched
watch
the
the
dub.
sub since I know you watch the dub, and I like to see the differences. In the sub, was not explained why Ash was able to come back, anything
He
like that.
just was back.
He's
And no
just
one
back.
questioned it. They're like, "Oh, he
No,
died." Everyone's sad. "Oh, he's back.
yeah.
Yay."
So if you guys know, like, it's been a long time since I played Gold, so I don't remember all the lore. So I had to look it up. I looked up Ho-Oh, and one of Ho-Oh's abilities is like when you hear that he brought the three Pokemon back as something else, they were brought back as these creatures. You don't think he could just bring the
I
dead
did.
back.
I did think that he can just bring the dead
I
back.
didn't think he could just bring back the dead just in general, but no, he can. His ability, yeah, he can resurrect the dead.
That's why all the
Yeah,
people also were at the tower because they were hoping maybe Ho-Oh would appear and revive their dead Pokemon and
yeah.
in the
Well,
game. In the
because they
game.
created a new tower, and Ho-Oh was just like, nah,
Ho-Oh didn't like the new tower.
nah, I
But
don't
you
like,
can
nah.
lure him to the top of the new tower in
You
Golden.
do, yeah, you do. That's how you catch him.
So I've always thought Ho-Oh it looks like a derpy legendary. He looks like a red chicken at best.
Yeah, I don't understand how Lugia flies because Lugia has like
Like
weird
these
fin
fleshy
wings.
meat wings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just big meaty claws. Um, SpongeBob reference. But
Yes.
yeah, no. So Ash gets revived, and he's like, "Yo ho, let's
Ho-Oh not only revives
duel."
him, but heals everybody. He fixes
Yeah,
all
he
everything.
gives all life. Here,
We didn't
Pokemon.
mention the fact that okay, I wanted to talk about an unresolved plot point. When we first saw Entei,
Okay, yeah.
and then our girl sees Suicune, and
Uh
then the other dude sees Raikou, and I'm like,
huh.
does that mean they're gonna like represent or those Pokemon gonna like choose them to fight along their side for the
Nah,
nope,
nah.
nothing.
That only existed because it was to show that uh they
Their
they
journey was
knew,
being watched. Their
yeah,
journey was being
they
watched
were
by
being
Ho-Oh's
watched,
children.
and that they were being monitored by Ho. Basically, was what it was.
But I
That
just
was what it
felt
was
like
explained. It was just like
because
they were,
I saw those as when I saw Suicune, I'm like, all right, so Suicune and the girl made a connection. Of
yeah,
Raikou, because Entei and Ash like meet eyes for a minute, and then they're
yeah,
good. And then Raikou,
yeah.
I'm
It's
like,
just
okay, he can kind of meet the Lucario kids' eyes, and then they could have a thing because his connection with electric Pokemon anyway, because of Luxray. And I'm like, all right, does that mean that when we come to the end, those three Pokemon are gonna like defend them from some other big, maybe like a Shadow Ho-Oh, and then that would be an amazing plot point. Those three cats come out to help fix their corrupted parent. No,
like
no.
I would have, yeah, or they came out to fight Marshadow
Yeah, that'd be nice.
because Marshadow went like fucking Super Saiyan Dark. Nah,
Yeah.
Ash just comes back to life, and it's his sacrifice that destroys the Dark Feather and returns it back to a Light Feather. And Marshadow's just kind of like, shit. Well, see ya. like, like what the fuck was
Disappears
that
to
about?
wherever he came from because of the.
Yeah,
And
just back
then
into the
here's the thing
shadows.
that also pissed me off. It's like, oh, okay, Ho-Oh's ready for a fight. We get to see the fight. Nope, you don't get to
Nah,
see.
nah, no, you don't get to see that. Ash just shows up at the Pokemon Center beat up, and she's like, "Oh, what happened to you?" And he's like, "I fought Ho-Oh," and she's just like, "Oh, that's nice." What?
We don't find out if he caught him. We don't find out
Nah,
if he won, if he
yeah,
lost. He probably lost.
they
Let's be
probably
real.
lost. He got beat up. Yeah.
And
Firefly,
then
you'd think Pikachu would work on that, but nah,
he
nah.
Pikachu could wreck that Ho-Oh because Pikachu is OP
Nah.
as fuck.
Pikachu fucking unleashed a thunder wave that knocked out every Pokemon.
Everyone, when yeah, he got upset. Whatever.
Pikachu is just like, what? You think you're the representation of lightning? Nah, I am.
Pikachu be OP, okay?
Yeah,
And then
they don't talk about the fact that Pikachu's possibly the shittiest Pokemon in the game. He's not great. He's really not.
Raichu is my favorite Pokemon, but not because they're super strong. Okay,
No,
Pikachu's
he's
Raichus,
just
they're like a well-trained Raichu is mid at best, and you have to have a good
yeah,
move set and good what's the stat
yeah.
with the EPs. You have to breed
EVs.
EVs. Thank you. I never got into that because I don't do competitive battling.
Okay, I just wanna bring this up because I think it's funny. In Pokemon Rusty, there is a little song that goes, "EV training, taking the fun out of everything."
Yeah,
so so yeah, no, EV training is boring as shit and ruins the fun of the game. But yeah, no, the movie ends with um, let's talk about this.
friends doing
The
friend stuff.
no, no, they end on a road that splits into three because movie.
Oh yeah,
Because no fucking road ends like that. The way it splits specifically, and it's just
yeah.
like they're just what dude's just like, yeah, I'm gonna go back to my town,
And
and
she's
like
like,
the
I'm gonna go
girl's
see
like,
my mom, and
I'm gonna go
Ash is
see my
like,
mom.
I'm gonna continue on my Pokemon journey.
Yeah, Ash is just like, all right, I'm gonna go become the greatest Pokemon master ever.
I mean,
Bye.
he might have Ho-Oh and a Pokeball on his belt. Who knows? I doubt
Maybe.
it.
He's got Ho-Oh and Entei, and he's just like secretly captured Suicune and everything. He's just like, I got them all. Don't worry about it.
This punky little kid with this just team of massive legendaries that just. Anyway, that was the movie Pokemon the movie I Choose You. And
Yeah, it's a
as you
movie,
hear,
all right.
Nucci and I have our complaints about it. I don't know. What's your guys'
There's
complaints about it? Have you
yeah.
seen it?
What do you guys think?
Honestly,
There's a lot of
Pokemon puts out some pretty good movies. Like all of them are non-canon to the series, and the
yeah,
series
no.
is non-canon to the
This
games.
all
But
right. This was not. If I watched the first Pokemon movie right now, I would fucking bawl my eyes out. All right, I would
as
bawl
was
my
saying,
eyes
this
out.
is not one of the good ones. One, two,
No,
three, and four were all really solid, good movies. Pokemon 2
holy
was
crap!
good. Pokemon 3
Like
with Entei was good.
the story of like
4 was
Mewtwo and
Celebi
everything.
and Suicune, good. And then
This this yada yada's a lot.
yeah, a lot of unnecessary things and a lot of things that we didn't need to know. It
Uh,
made played nothing out in the end. Like
yeah,
I would
pointless
have much
stories
preferred
went
they
nowhere.
get up there and the Marshadow with the feather, it doesn't work. They defeat the Marshadow when they should have saved him, and the Lugia or Ho-Oh was summoned and he was corrupted, and he's just instead of saving
Like
everybody,
instead
he
of
decides
fighting the Marshadow, Ho-Oh arrives corrupted. Yeah,
exactly. Or maybe they fought the Marshadow and defeated it, and they're like, haha, we did the good
or
thing. And then they realized that Marshadow was trying to protect them from a dark
from
Ho-Oh.
the Marshadow was containing the Dark Ho-Oh or
And
some
then
shit. Yeah,
Entei
yeah,
Raichu
that
and
would have been
Suicune come
a
in,
good story
and
though.
then everyone's just wrecked, and then Ash can do his thing like, no, we have to be friends. I'm sorry. Then he could do his self-sacrifice thing.
Yeah,
You know, that would have been
the that
satisfying. That
that's
would have been
it's the
fulfilling.
Ash's sacrifice that brings Ho-Oh back to his senses. You know,
Exactly. Like
his
not all
his
humans are this
his
bad.
ultimate yeah the ultimate act of love and self-sacrifice is such a light act. It counteracts all the darkness. That
There
sort
you
of thing.
go. That would have been
Yeah.
preferred. And they
Oh
could have
yeah,
kept
because that's good
90%
storytelling.
of the movie the same too. And they could have done
Right.
that and it would have been
Yeah.
fantastic. But
There's some
and
movies
then
where you
maybe
just have to
Ho-Oh
tweak
still
the
let
end a
him
little bit.
battle, and maybe even Ho-Oh let him catch him because we're not getting Pokemon the movie I Choose You number 2. We're
Like
not getting a continuation
like
of this storyline.
Ho-Oh does a Charmander and
Yes.
just like bows
Instead of
its head at the
like
Pokeball.
Ash is like, "All right, oh, you want to battle?" And he just folds his wings and bows his head, like, "No, you're it, dude. Catch
Yeah,
me."
your sacrifice defeated me. That was you won already. That sort of deal. Yeah,
That would have
but
been so hype. That would have been cool. I'd have been
that would
down
have
for
been that would have been more like the first movie. That would have been more something that you would have seen in the first movie, where Mewtwo admits defeat to Mew because he realized, that a self-realization thing,
that.
and
Mhm.
Mewtwo's
But
like,
anyway,
I'll go with you."
what are we gonna rate this one? Disappointing
Pokeballs.
endings? Pokeballs? Okay,
Yeah,
we could.
Pokeballs. It's a
Or
Pokemon movie. You gotta rate
spawning
it at Pokeballs.
Pikachu's frozen Luxray, dead Luxrays.
How many, no, that's just sad. How many dead Luxrays? No. How many? We could do how many asshole rivals? Like, there's a lot of options.
Yeah, let's just do Pokeball. How many Pokeballs do you give this one out of 10, DC?
5.
I'm there with you. I'm at a 5
Like,
as well. It was not awful. I
it's
watched it.
not.
I was engaged in it, but
It's not good, but it's not bad. It's very middle of the road.
yeah, my kids want
Like, the
they enjoyed
changes
it.
they made, the changes that need to be made would have made it a better movie. But it's not that it was. They didn't make it a bad movie. It just could have been better.
And why even this movie in the first place? We had lots of groundwork already. Everything was fine
Yeah,
the way
it's
it
kind
was.
of
Like, why
unnecessary.
didn't they
It's
just
the
do like,
Rogue One of Pokemon movies, just unnecessary and unneeded.
yeah. But
I went
anyway,
there. I went there.
next week we have Howl's Moving Castle, and it's our
Heck
last
yeah,
one for
dude.
this season. And I
Heck
love that
yeah.
movie. It's one of my, if not my favorite
I'm
anime
fucking
movie.
stoked for Hell's Moving Castle. Fuck yeah.
Yee! I
I've
love
only
it.
seen the movie 10 times. I need to
I've
see it an 11th.
at least 10 times. I'm gonna watch it again.
Exactly. This is, yeah. I'm not like the ultimate nerd that's seen it like I've seen the movie 37 times. But I've seen it 10 times and I'll watch it an 11th.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. All right,
37 times,
guys.
guys.
Thanks so much for being here. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys have a happy new year.
Hope you've
And
had a happy new year. It's the
yeah,
3rd right now as
yeah,
we're
but it's
recording
still, we
this.
got a whole
So
year of
yeah, good.
happiness. I
Yeah,
hope it comes
dudes.
to you guys.
2021 should be, make it your year. Make it your year.
Own it.
Own it.
All
Own
right,
that
guys.
shit.
Take us out, DC. I always do it. Your turn.
See you later, everybody. Bye.
Bye bye.